There are moments in a Sagittarius life when you don't even realize you're standing right in front of a new door. You just feel a small shift in your chest, like the first winter breeze tapping gently on the window, whispering that something is being prepared for you. For a long time, you've been untying knots one by one, finishing what was left unfinished, holding yourself steady through rough roads no one else could see. And then, just when you thought the moment was still far away, what needed to arrive simply arrives. A weight that lived quietly inside you finally loosens. No more sighs, only the sense that the sky within you has just widened. This isn't luck. This is the moment when everything you planted is ready to return to you. A message is coming closer. An opportunity is moving toward you, not in a rush, but steady enough for you to feel every shift it brings. Sagittarius, you know this matters because it touches the place your heart has been waiting on for so long. Recognition, clarity, a path that moves forward. It might be the good news you've hoped for. It might be the answer you thought would never come. It might be a door swinging open at the exact moment you began to believe you'd have to keep walking alone. But the beauty is not that the door opens. The beauty is that it opens now, when you're calmer, wiser, and more deserving than ever. The energy around you is changing direction, like a river finally finding its true course after a season of muddy water. That clear stream carries you to new ground. Sagittarius is the traveler of the zodiac, but not every journey is easy. Some paths leave you tired, some stretches make you doubt yourself. But today, in this quiet moment as you listen, something inside you shifts. Not loud, not dramatic, just the feeling that something tangled is slowly being undone. A change in your work may be approaching. A new place where your voice fits, where your talent speaks clearly, where your steps finally match the rhythm life has been training you for. It could also be a change in where you live, a space where you can breathe deeper, stretch wider, and feel your soul settle into a shape that truly feels like home. Sagittarius always needs room to grow, and the universe is widening that room for you. Can you feel it? A new direction beginning to spark in your mind, carrying a thin but unmistakably real light. It doesn't push you to choose now. It doesn't demand urgency. It simply rests on your heart as a reminder. It's time to leave the places that asked too much of you. Time to step out of the walls that no longer fit. Time to walk toward the ground where your spirit can move freely. And in that stillness, you sense you're about to cross into another part of your journey, not turning left, not turning right, but stepping into a different atmosphere, like someone standing at dawn, realizing the sky is about to change color. Even if you can't see the whole picture yet, you feel it clearly. The wind has shifted. Fate is leaning in your favor. Walk gently, Sagittarius. Something good is drawing near. And from here, your story begins to unfold in ways you never imagined. All you need is to let your heart settle for a moment and listen to what's coming, as if it has always belonged to you. Because the moment you allow yourself to take a deep breath, life shifts one more step toward you. There are small signs, subtle as a warm streetlight at the end of the block, telling you that a quiet joy is finding its way to you, gentle, steady, never lost. And then, in the middle of a life that feels familiar, a door lights up in a way that startles you. Not because it's grand, but because it opens at the exact moment you've learned how to stand on your own feet. A message arrives unexpectedly. It carries a vibration strong enough to make you pause for a few seconds and really feel it, like destiny tapping lightly on your shoulder, reminding you that the days you worked in silence were never ignored. You may have thought you were walking alone, unseen, but life was taking note of every step, waiting for the right time to place the answer back into your hands. And now, this is the moment your heart lights up with a joy you instantly recognize. Your career path begins to move in a different direction. No more pressure to prove anything. Your worth speaks for itself. Those who once overlooked your effort are now the first to notice you. They see the endurance in your work, the sincerity in the way you give, the resilience in the way you rise after every trial. You don't have to say much. Your light tells your story for you. And the beautiful thing is this: you step into a new place, not because of luck, and not because someone arranged it for you. You stand there because you earned it. because you once bent down to gather the pieces of your own heart after disappointment, because you learned how to gently place your pain aside so you could walk forward again the next day, because you didn't quit, even when every part of you wanted to stop. All of that became a quiet brilliance no one can deny. You begin to feel clearly that you are no longer being left behind. Every step, even the smallest one, brings you closer to the version of yourself you once believed only existed in your mind. Like the sun rising after a long night, everything sharpens, everything comes into focus, and you realize you are finally ready to receive the goodness life has been preparing for you. And while you're still touching this new joy, another current begins to move through the air, soft and steady, like a promise unfolding somewhere ahead. Not loud, not urgent, just a gentle pull towards something that will open your heart even wider. Because life, in moments like this, always finds a way to bring you closer to what your soul has been longing for. It doesn't arrive like a ringing bell. It comes like a warm drop of water landing in your open palm, reminding you that this world still holds gentle things meant just for you. And within that softness, another movement begins to spread quietly through your life. A shift touching the most practical part of your journey, the part that keeps your feet on the ground, even when your heart is looking toward the sky. You start to see it clearly. A new stream of income, a new opportunity, a steady invitation that feels foundational. It isn't loud, it doesn't rush you, and it doesn't stir anxiety. It carries the calm maturity of something life has been preparing for a very long time. Sagittarius, this isn't a temporary gift tossed your way only to be taken back. This is solid ground, a bridge leading you toward deeper financial stability and true independence. It might be a new source of income, a proposal you never expected, a collaboration that feels right the moment you hear about it. Or maybe it's a door you thought had closed forever, now opening again in a way that leaves you quietly speechless. Whatever form it takes, you'll feel it instantly. This opportunity is here to stay. It's the first brick in a foundation waiting to be built. You've carried so much weight for so long. Work, bills, responsibilities, the kind of pressure that sometimes makes your heart feel heavier than your own body. You've had nights where you lay in silence, staring at the ceiling, wondering if you're doing the right thing, wondering if your life will ever feel lighter again. And then, as if the timing were chosen with precision, life hands you a new resource. Just enough to let you loosen your shoulders. Just enough to let you breathe. Not a full release, but the feeling of someone placing a gentle hand on your shoulder and whispering, "You've carried enough. It's time to rest a little." In that moment, you recognize the value of everything you've survived. You understand you don't need a lucky break that appears fast and disappears even faster. You need a foundation, stability, a horizon where your feet can land and feel safe. And that is what's coming toward you now. You begin to feel yourself lighten. Old layers of pressure fall away like dust brushed off a forgotten window. Your heart opens just a bit more. Your trust in yourself grows stronger. It feels as if someone is quietly clearing the path ahead, lifting burdens you didn't realize you were still carrying, making room for you to walk forward without dragging the past behind you. And within that softness, something else begins to glow, very gently, but unmistakably clear. You are entering a chapter where the world not only returns what you've earned, it is preparing to give you something you once believed was beyond your reach. A new current is widening before you, carrying the promise of stability and the sense of safety your spirit has been longing for. And when a river opens itself to receive more water, it always changes shape. Its banks shift. Its familiar rhythm finds a new direction. People are no different. When the ground inside you becomes stronger, life gently urges you to leave places that no longer help you grow. Sagittarius, you're stepping into a moment where movement is no longer a choice. It feels like a distant call you cannot ignore, cannot postpone. You feel it in the way you wake up, in the way you look toward the future, in the way your heart beats a little faster whenever you think about another place, another path. It's not impatience, it's the quiet knowing that you're ready for a new landscape. A major shift is approaching, and it's not coming to overwhelm you. It's coming to free you from the invisible walls you've learned to endure for too long. A new environment, a new position, a new home, a new direction. These changes sound big, but they carry a gentle beauty, like a sprout strong enough to break through the soil without asking for permission. You may notice your life sliding onto a different track. The old walls don't hold you anymore. The loops that once drained, you begin losing their grip. Perhaps you won't make any decisions today, but the signs have already arrived. The dullness in a place you've outgrown, the heaviness in a role that no longer fits, the longing for more space to become who you're meant to be. They're all reminders that your spirit is expanding faster than the life around you. And there's something fascinating about this moment. Your finances and your movement seem to hold hands. A new resource may arrive that opens the road for you, or your decision to move becomes the very thing that unlocks abundance. Either way, these two forces are merging, like two branches of a river meeting at a point they were always meant to share. You may feel old fears stirring because change always brings a shadow of uncertainty. But Sagittarius, you were born to move with the wind of freedom. You are strongest when you're allowed to walk forward. You shine brightest when you're standing in a place where your soul can breathe. And now, life is returning that freedom to you, like a long overdue gift for the way you've held yourself together through every difficult season. Imagine yourself standing before a new road, not perfectly straight, but gently curving as if it bends to shelter you from the wind. Each step you take feels guided, not pushed, invited. This change isn't here to break your life apart. It's here to realign your path with the shape your soul is growing into day by day. And as you lean in, listening to these quiet movements inside you, you begin to sense something approaching, soft as dry leaves touching in the wind, but clear enough to tell you that a new chapter is coming. One you will enter with the strength, the maturity, and the quiet courage life has been building within you all this time. And just when the road ahead begins to widen, when your heart finally touches the freedom it has longed for, that's when a faint whisper from the past steps forward, like an old shadow wandering back to your side on a windless afternoon. Sagittarius, every time you rise, there will be hands that once let you go, suddenly reaching back. Not because they truly care for you, but because the light you're carrying now reminds them of what they lost. Some people only see you clearly when you begin to climb, and they come back, not to celebrate you, but to see if they can slip into the brightness you built for yourself. There is a presence here, someone who once stirred your heart in a way that never felt comfortable, someone who planted doubt in you, who made you question whether you were honoring yourself enough. They entered your life with uncertainty, with half-formed intentions, with expectations that bent you out of shape just to fit their comfort. And now, seeing you stronger, steadier, brighter, they try to return, but you are no longer the person you were then. You no longer shrink to make space for anyone. You no longer dim your own light just so someone else can see themselves more clearly. You have lived through seasons where you had to heal alone, and those seasons taught you the language of sincerity and the scent of manipulation. So, when this person tries to step back into your life, listen, not with your ears, but with the quiet breath inside your chest. Look at the first feeling that rises when you imagine their eyes meeting yours. If it feels like a tightness beneath your ribs, a subtle warning, a sense that something underneath the surface is not clean, trust that. Your intuition is a compass sharpened by everything you've survived. Some people don't return to pull you downward. They return to show you how far you've climbed. They become a mirror, reflecting how strong your boundaries have become. Sagittarius, you don't need anger. You don't need cold distance. You simply need space. Just enough for your heart to remain steady. Don't share your plans. Don't reveal your next steps. Don't hand them a seat in the new life you're building. Your future needs protection, and only you can provide it. Sometimes protection isn't a wall, it's gently closing a door you once opened too wide. And when you pause for a moment and look at everything under this new light, your heart softens, the heaviness lifts. Because you finally understand, what's waiting for you ahead is not in the hands of those who once hurt you. It is in the rhythm of your own steps. And from that place, another light is moving toward you. quiet, patient, as if to say that once you find the courage to release the old shadows, life will place something far more worthy into your hands. And sometimes, what is meant for you doesn't arrive in the form of a person at all. It comes as an idea, a spark, a quiet calling from your own soul. Sagittarius, this is the moment you begin to feel a bright current waking inside you. It doesn't rise from urgency. It doesn't come from the pressure to prove anything. It comes from the ripeness of a long journey of growth. You start to see pieces that once felt scattered, slowly turning toward one another, locking into place, forming a new picture, a project, a direction, a beginning that carries your signature and no one else's. Nothing borrowed, nothing chased, nothing copied. It's like a small flame you once protected in your hands through heavy winds. And now, at the right moment, that flame lifts its head and illuminates a whole stretch of your path. You feel more inspired, more clear, more grounded in what you're about to create. A creative energy spreads through you, reaching every corner of your mind, awakening things you once feared, once abandoned, or once believed weren't meant for you. You begin to build something true. You do it with presence, with joy. And from that joy, abundance finds its way to you in the most natural way possible. Whatever comes from authenticity holds real value. Whatever is made from the heart always finds its way to the people who need it. And you, Sagittarius, are stepping into the moment where your inner worth begins to shine outward, becoming opportunity, achievement, and recognition. No more battle between what you want and what you must do. No more sense of sacrificing yourself just to feel secure. For the first time in a long time, you enter a season where those two things become one. What you love becomes what sustains you. What you create becomes what supports you. Take a moment. Let yourself feel this. Not everyone reaches this point. Not everyone has the patience to walk through the dark seasons, the tests, the losses, small and large, and still arrive at the harmony between inner value and outer success. But you did. And soon, you'll see the world around you shifting. The light feels different. The right people begin to appear. Opportunities that look like coincidences begin to unfold. But deep down, you'll know they come because you've grown enough to recognize them. Your spirit expands, and life expands with it. And then, within that brightness, a soft change appears. Gentle, quiet, like the wind shifting on a high hill. It brings you closer to the sense that this journey still holds so many beautiful things ahead. Things that will keep opening your heart in ways only those brave enough to live by their truth can ever experience. And when your heart opens like that, when the light inside begins to shine into the corners you once hesitated to touch, you'll discover something quietly beautiful. Not every door is meant to be kept open, and not everyone who walked beside you is meant to walk with you to the end. Sagittarius, this is the moment when an old cycle closes, not with a heavy slam, not with dramatic goodbyes, but with a calm dignity. It's just you, standing in your own light, looking back at the connections that once exhausted you, that once hurt you, that once made you shrink yourself just to be accepted. And you finally understand it's time to release them. And this time, the letting go isn't soaked in tears. It is the letting go of someone who knows their worth. Someone who once bent down to gather the broken pieces of their own heart after trusting the wrong people. Someone who has faced silence, misunderstanding, and care disguised as convenience. Now, you see everything clearly. Who is sincere? Who comes to you only when they need something? Who stays only as long as their benefit walks beside your path? And who stands close just to take the light you spent years building for yourself? The beautiful part is this. You don't blame them anymore. You don't feel anger. You don't cling. You don't explain. You simply say no. A quiet no. A soft no. But strong. The way the earth splits a river into two branches, you no longer feel guilty for protecting yourself. You no longer believe you must please someone to be loved. You understand now that self-respect isn't a wall. It's knowing when a place is no longer meant for you. And when you step away from those connections, you feel a new space open inside your chest. That space is peace. A peace you searched for through so many weary days, finally returning the moment you chose yourself. It arrives like breath, unassuming, quiet, but unmistakably real, reminding you how deeply you've grown. You start to walk lighter, live truer, see life through the eyes of someone who has endured storms, yet kept their tenderness intact. Your intuition sharpens, not into suspicion, but clarity. A blade forged in fire. You no longer listen to words, you listen to vibration. And then, in a very still moment, you realize you're standing at the intersection of two worlds, an old world fading behind you, and a new one unfolding with the soft light you've been waiting for. Not because everything is perfect, but because you are finally deep enough, clear enough, grown enough to receive what's coming without dragging old fears along with you. Like someone standing at the top of a hill, looking back at the long road they've survived, then turning forward with a steadier step, as if their whole being has finally fallen into place. And from that newly opened calm, a gentle wind begins to stir your life again. A quiet invitation towards something drawing near, something you don't have to chase, something you only need to walk toward in the rhythm of your own breath. And in that calm, when you stop rushing, stop demanding answers, stop forcing yourself to understand everything all at once, life chooses that exact moment to place a stunningly clear sign into your hands. It comes as swiftly as the wind changing direction on a mountainside, unexpected as a bell ringing in a room thought was asleep, a sudden email lighting up your screen, a call appearing out of nowhere, a small notification, but one that strikes the center of your heart. And in just a single moment, the knots you've carried for so long loosen, as if touched by something gentle and unseen. Not because someone solved your problems for you, but because the timing has finally ripened, because the groundwork inside you is ready to receive what you've long deserved. Sagittarius, this is the kind of news that doesn't need noise to make your heart tremble. It hums through you like a stringed instrument, finely tuned after years of silence. It may shift your plans, your schedule, even the direction of your path. Yet strangely, you don't feel fear. You feel lifted, opened, moved in a way that feels utterly natural, as if someone is guiding your steps in a presence you can't see. And in truth, someone is. You are being supported by a warm, ancient energy, as familiar as an invisible hand resting on your shoulder in the dark. It might be an ancestor. It might be a spirit who has watched over you for a very long time. It might be someone you once loved, who no longer walks this earth. Whoever they are, they're clearing the path, removing the small stones in your way, closing doors that don't belong to you, and opening passages you never imagined you were allowed to walk through. Under this guidance, a deeper healing begins, not the kind that brings you to tears, but the kind that softens you, that releases the emotional debts you've been carrying. You gather the pieces of yourself you once scattered, trying to please others. You reclaim the strength that drained away when you placed your trust in the wrong hands. And when you rise, you see your life shifting into alignment with the rhythm of your own heartbeat. Love becomes clearer. Your career gains direction. Money flows in a way that feels natural, not forced. Everything begins to move in the order it should have taken long ago. You enter a season of balance, a space where half-hearted connections can no longer survive, where heavy compromises no longer have a place. You live more honestly with yourself, and because of that, everything that comes to you becomes more honest, too. Life stops handing you its harsh lessons. It offers gifts instead, gifts that arrive at the right moment, that match your needs, that resonate with the frequency of your heart. Sagittarius, the beauty of this chapter is the realization that follows. What is meant for you arrives gently, without struggle, without begging, without chasing until you're empty. It comes when you are peaceful enough to see it, mature enough to keep it, brave enough to open your hands to receive. And standing at that threshold, in the new light spreading through your life, you understand something simple and profound. Everything you lost was clearing the way for what you're about to gain. And from that very truth, a chapter of rebirth begins, quiet, certain, carrying the exact light your Sagittarius soul was born to walk into.